bibia akwaba e de ba kwam Gentle TV Plus. Michelle ene no first time no like it. No subscribe no share comment and so comment section ho e de amaye. Njidi se da ne da mu nyambre na mutie yen so. Ene de ensem na e ba no. Edutwem e chen da ne da. Meselo so be nyambre no atena se. No ahwe ensem ya me de be somu yi. Me de obi bia ase.
And thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Winston. Thank you for having me.
Great. So, help us understand this preparatory team towards the president-elect's anti-corruption drive. What's your mandate? What are you expected to do?
Well, thank you very much. And let me extend morning regards to the distinguished listeners of Joy. You will recall that in the run-up to the December 7, 2024 election, a major plank of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's campaign was the promise of ORA, which stands for Operation Recover or Loot.
Yeah.
Over the last 8 years, Ghanaians became accustomed and increasingly outraged about the countless scandals, the dissipation of resources, state capture, the naked corruption, the disregard of our procurement laws, and how a few hijacked our resources and could not account for those resources. As we speak, you do know that some people jetted into this country, claimed they were going to provide us a sky train, and made away with over $2 million. That money has not been retrieved. There's another group made up of shonky sheikhs who said they were going to provide us with Sputnik V vaccines, you recall. The then Health Minister, Honorable Kweku Agyeman-Manu, said that he was under pressure and was not thinking straight, and that's how come he was duped. So over $2.5 million has not been retrieved since it was given to those shonky sheikhs. There are a whole host of others. Pualugu Dam, over $12 million. Ejapa, over $12 million. And National Cathedral, $58 million. No value for money. You have read the Shraj report, Shraj confirming that that whole project was an illegality. They didn't follow the procurement laws of our country. There has been no value for money. You are aware of the state capture episodes, a lot of which we highlighted. Lands, Snake Hotels, the Labade Beach Hotel beachfront, the Parks and Gardens lands hijacked from Accra to Wa, prison lands. I can go on and on. So Ghanaians really voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for accountability, so that all of these lost resources to the state, assets of the state, which appeared lost to corruption, will be retrieved. And so the mandate of this committee is to gather the evidence, serve as a vehicle for all of those who want to blow the whistle, who want to present evidence to us, so that the litany of scandals and all of those plutocratic episodes that occurred, we can put together the evidence, make sure that everything is well prepared, so that when the government is inaugurated.
Hello, and welcome to the WVBA.
And you have an Attorney General appointed, the Attorney General, together with the Office of the Special Prosecutor, can hit the ground running. So our mandate is more of fact-finding, it's more of gathering the evidence, putting the evidence together, serving as a vehicle, if you like, for informants, for whistleblowers, and patriotic citizens who have evidence to share, to bring them together. Don't forget that there are a good number of us who because of the work we have done. If you look at the committee, somebody like the eminent, very respected former Auditor General, he has a lot of evidence himself. If you look at the work that we have done in Parliament, we've also, over the period, been able to gather a lot of evidence. But we do not conclude that we have it all or we know it all. And that is why, if you look at the statement issued by the Honorable Felix Kwasi-Ofosu, the general public is called upon to assist the work of the committee so that we can put all of the evidence together as we go through this transition, so that when the government is formed and the Attorney General takes office, we will have done a lot of the work, and there will be no excuses by the new government in holding people accountable, in making sure that the people's demand for accountability, for retrievals of the loots that have occurred under various state capture and corruption schemes, there will be no excuse in pursuing that and making sure that the Ghanaian people are not disappointed.
Honorable Ablakwa, hold on a minute, because you talk about gathering information and giving to, say, the Attorney General and the Special Prosecutor. We know it's the Special Prosecutor's mandate to investigate corruption and corruption-related activities. Why don't you let them do this? It's their job, it's their mandate. So why a preparatory team when they have an office set up to do that?
Yeah, so that's a good question. The same way one will ask that we have the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and yet we have a whole army of institutions that also gather evidence, that investigate. The creation of the Office of the Special Prosecutor has not led to the closure of the Office of the Attorney, of the Office of the Auditor General, for example. Members of Parliament continue to carry out oversight, continue to carry out scrutiny. Parliamentary probes, continue to work. All of those have not been proscribed. You have every now and then investigative committees that are set up. IOCO, you have CID, you have SHRAJ. If you look at the latest SHRAJ report on the National Cathedral scandal, based on my complaint, you notice that there were portions of their work which SHRAJ referred to the OSP to conduct further investigations and prosecution in the matters relating to corruption and suspected acts of corruption. So the fact that we have the Office of a Special Prosecutor does not preclude us or prevent anybody from carrying out investigations, from putting together evidence and further submitting that evidence to the various prosecutorial institutions to carry out their mandate. So there's nothing really wrong or untoward about what we are doing, and we are not getting in the way of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. You should see this as a collaborative effort. And as the President-elect has noted, he wants to really hit the ground running on oral. Remember that this is a political pledge, and the Ghanaian people, everywhere we have gone, if you even follow social media, if you listen to Ghanaians, if you have read the exit poll that has been put out, the vast majority of Ghanaians are saying that oral is the reason why they voted the way they did. They want all the loot recovered. And this is the way the President-elect wants to hit the ground running to make sure that we succeed and that the evidence is not allowed to be tampered with, particularly in this period of transition, and we do not lose valuable time in making sure that oral is implemented and its results achieved, so that these resources can be rechanneled to the reconstruction of our country.
Maybe this question would clarify the point. The statement is quite clear. You're not to do everything. Your job is directed at, because he made a promise on holding persons responsible for such corruption accountable. So the promise was to recover proceeds of corruption, and the promise was also to hold them accountable. Again, this committee is to receive and gather information from members of the public and other sources on suspected acts of corruption. The quick question is, why not direct it to the institution solely embodied with the mandate to do the work of dealing with corruption and corruption related activities? It's not for every other thing, it's not for other forms of crime. It's so directed at the issue of corruption, which is the very reason we had to separate the office of the special prosecutor from that of the attorney general. So why not direct it to the institution we have given a lot of money and resources to, with so many officers, to do that specific job? They gather information, they put out specifically lists that they have to deal with, or what the issues that they have dealt with. Why set up what appears to be a different institution or a different group of people to merely collect data, when all that's required is that data is directed to the OSP without another grouping becoming a median or a middle line to do the same job?
Yes, so very good question, Raymond. And it is important to emphasize that the work of the special prosecutor has not been impeded in any way. We wish that office well. They can continue to carry out their mandate even in this period of transition. Remember that there has been a lot of discussion about reforming that institution, giving them more teeth to bite, more independence. You do know that the leaders of that office have had cause to really complain about the climate within which they are